Hello, my name's Ryan. We're back again with another Spirit Island video. Today we're going to be playing as Lur against the Habsburg monarchy. We have some pretty good tools for dealing with Habsburg. In particular, we have the Softly Beckon, which we can use to deny builds by pulling explorers out of the coast, but also by pulling towns out of a land. So if you think about the play pattern for Habsburg, if it starts with an empty land and explores, it'll build a town and gather a town, and that puts two towns on the ravaging land. And Softly Beckon can get out both of them. So that's nice for us. And you can also do different things. So if we were to deny a build by some means, we could pull out that town and then grab a town from somewhere else as well. I find this card to be just incredibly powerful against Habsburg. The other great tool that we have to make this matchup easier is our special rule. Once you start playing at Habsburg 6, you get that bonus 2 damage in lands that are adjacent to towns. And that can be incredibly frustrating for a lot of spirits where you clear out all the towns, but that one single explorer is left behind, and that guy hits for 3. So an explorer by himself can cause you to blight. Well, Lur can ignore explorers during Ravage. And so all of those little frustrating situations, Lur can just ignore them by adding presence and can move forward. So I do think it's a pretty solid matchup for us, but let's see how it shakes out. Getting started in the wetlands. Yeah, when we start in the land where we already have a starting town, it can be pretty tough, pretty frustrating to deal with. So we do need to play it a little bit more proactively, a little more aggressively. And so certainly we're going to want to play this Softly Beckon. Well, okay, sorry, let me back up. Against Habsburg, it's very common to just let the first Ravage go. So normally I'll look to play Softly Beckon. And actually, okay, another interesting thing, specifically with Habsburg, specifically on board F, starting in the Wetlands Explore, we immediately create a pocket. And so if the next Explorer happens to be a mountain, then this land just won't explore at all. This one already has Blight. And so Wetlands into Mountains on board F is possibly the easiest setup that we can get. Very, very niche situation, but we're already halfway there. So I guess my inclination is always to open up a Softly Beckon on Lur, but because of the circumstances I just described, I think we will do something a little different. And I'm considering opening up with the Gift plus Perils into the 4. And we can follow up with the Softly Beckon later, but if we open up with the Perils and the Gift of the Untamed Wilds, we can do Softly Beckon afterwards, gathering everything into the 4 with the tokens that are already set up. Because if we get the Mountains Explore immediately, I don't think we want to Softly Beckon everything into the land that's about to Ravage that already has Blight. Also, that allows us to gain a power card on turn 1. Something like Unquenchable Flames, I think, is great for us. It is a ranged ability to deal with the coast, which is something that we definitely care about. Savage Mob Beast is also a card that's actually pretty playable on us because we get the free animal on the bottom track. We could play Savage Mob Beast plus, either Perils or Swallowed, and we immediately get that bonus damage. Because 2 of our coastal lands are jungles and wetlands, these are lands that we're going to be wanting to target anyways with this range 1 ability. And if we're taking the Blight here in the 3, all of these reasons make it look like this is actually a pretty playable card. And I know, maybe, I'm willing to admit that because the card gets a lot of hate, I'm willing to draft it more aggressively than perhaps I should. But it costs 0 and, has a pretty decent effect. So I say let's go for it. Let's live a little, Alright, getting that jungles. So this allows us to add a wilds back here. Even though a wilds does not stop a blight from coming down, it significantly weakens Habsburg, and that's good for us. Denying builds is important, especially early, because this wave of immigration will really mess you up if you're not willing to deny builds early. Let's see, how do we want to play this? I'm considering doing a Perils here and hitting it with a Swallowed, and then once it blights, 2 towns will die immediately. Because dealing with this land number 7 is really important, or else we're just gonna, be in for a really bad time. So that gives us access to 4 damage there. We can pop a town so that way we don't get a loss condition. And we'll just kill them both, making the wilds useful. Okay. So if we're going to be playing this Swallowed by the Wilderness, we could pair it up with the Softly Beckon, or we could pair it up with the Savage Maw Beast and kill a town right here. If we pair it up with the Savage Maw Beast, we kill a town, but then we don't get to gather a town out, which puts us at threat of a loss condition right here. I think Softly Beckon's the play, which will require us to gain energy, and I'll take the Moon so we also hit our innate. I think I will grow here, because we don't need a sacred site yet. And so I like to just get presents everywhere that I possibly can, as early as I can. More towns, yikes. No blight with towns. Yep, we'll get that on the coast. Got our free resources there whenever we can. Removing Explore, okay, that's cool. Doesn't make a difference though. And by taking these 2 blight, it prevents us from adding an additional town during this upcoming escalation. I think we have to add the town here, but I'll try. I'll see if it lets me get away with it. Okay. So now I can take town, and then the presence will deny the Ravage from happening. Perhaps I should have added my presence here, because then I could have got Explorer in town. I think I will pop this guy, gathering in this way, and then we can bring in Explorer, town. And we'll bring in these beasts as well. Oh, that Dahan died. Otherwise, I could also gather Dahan. Okay. I do like to stretch out as long as I possibly can, but we don't really have any cards that we would be able to use to prevent a blight. Perhaps I want to get myself a second energy. Ooh, we could use a Fire in the Sky to add some fear and prevent a blight, and I think that's good. Just so that it gives us time, kicks the can down the road a little bit. And we can even reclaim and then use it again on the 8 to protect that land. Cities Rise is always interesting as Habsburg, because reducing the quantity of towns, like usually upgrading from a town to a city is bad for you, but against Habsburg, it actually reduces the amount of damage that would be dealt in the F2. So had we defended for 2 or 3 and we were hoping for something, upgrading these towns actually would have saved the land if that was the line that we had taken. Dang. I was going to say, if we could push this town far enough away, this town could gather in and then nothing would go to the 8. And that would just be very funny. But we'll just go here and it'll get sucked into the 8. Ooh, unfortunate. Wasn't sure where I wanted to put that sacred site. Perhaps I should have put it here to consider the that explore. Because it's only going to do damage in a jungles or wetlands. But I was also thinking about if we were to draft something like in the ballpark of like a Nature's Resilience to give ourselves the defense 6, that could be a good card for us. So what are we playing now? We've got Fire in the Sky. Savage Mob Beast isn't going to really do much of anything. Could use it here. But yeah, Nature's Resilience would be a great card, or some variation thereof. We did not get it. We could do like a Rain of Blood plus a Savage Mob Beasts. This is turning out to be a wee bit unfortunate. Yeah, anything at range 1 that can solve our problems is a big deal. But I don't think any of these solve our problems. Definitely relying on the fear deck for a minute. Push to a land without blight. Well, this will allow us to kill a city, so that's nice. Let's see, this is going to hit for 4, and that will kill off a town, thanks to that little defend. Ooh, yeah, we definitely want to add our buildings inland. Or else we're not going to be in for a good time. This proliferation's a big deal. It allows us to gain energy and hit the 5 card plays to play the full grip next turn. And I think we can add Dahan here before the counterattack. Is that going to full clear? Nice. Yeah, that sequencing thing. There's also tricks like that with roots that are important to know. Ooh, this wave of migration is going to hurt. This is your most powerful point of the game. So if we can survive, yeah, with the coastal ravage, in addition to the wave of immigration, this is about as strong as Habsburg will ever be. So we're going to go up to 2, we can go up to 4, so we could play a 0 cost in combination with this to play 5 cards. And if we were to do that, we're looking at 3 plants and 3 airs. You could combine it with the Mob Beast for the extra damage going into the jungle's turn. That's actually, like, I think the play. Which doesn't come with air or plant. But I think I care more about the air to get that double solution to the coast. So we go here, pick up the air. And then reclaim and play the Mob Beasts. Where do we even want to do damage? This is really just a fear card. We don't even have the tokens or the setup or nothing to get value out of it. That's unfortunate. Disease and Strife is going to skip a Ravage. That's a big deal. Do we need Sacred Sites? Yes, we do. I can sacrifice these 3 presents, though. 1, 2, and 3. pushing this town will deny 2 town. We'll deny a whole town from existing because it's only going to build 1 town instead of 2. And that solves this land, which means that we don't blight out this turn. And by removing this town, this is no longer a loss condition. And we get the defense 6. All right. It's a game of skill, baby. Okay. So it could be... Yeah, this Sands is going to be an absolute train wreck for us. So I think we want to get that under control. Okay, wetlands. Not great. Not the worst. So we could use a Softly Beckon to get these 2 explorers out, so that way only the 7 is going to build. And that's really important. Getting that coastal control is crucial. So I think that's definitely the play. As far as towns go, we can just solve you and chip away at this. Let's see. I definitely want to leave this beast here, because this land needs to get built up so that we can deal with it eventually. I'll leave that beast there too. No, we'll bring it in, because I think this is going to be a future swallowed land. The Savage Maw Beasts does 2 damage. Do we have any supplemental damage? I don't believe so. So yeah, we'll just use it to deny these builds. We will pop this city for no fear, but that's fine. How are we going to deal with the 5? We could just hit it with the Fire in the Sky. That will get the job done, which allows me to start chipping away at the lands where we're weaker. So let's pick up this city here too. And as long as we can kill both of these towns, there'll be nothing to gather into the 3 and we'll be safe. So I think our next turn we're going to be swallowing here, strifing here, and then just playing a pile of 0 costs. Let's see, we're going to be adding a token, then we can kill, I mean, we can kill 5, and we're not under pressure, so we can milk it for 5 twice. Let's add our beast here. Yep, and then we add the Badlands. Oh, since we had the Badlands, if we add the beast there as well, that'll get us extra damage, which won't convert into anything. That's fine. Okay. So, alright, so we're looking at Fire in the Sky, Swallowed, Savage Maw Beasts, because the town's going to gather in. And then from there, what are we looking at? Probably like a Rain of Blood, just getting that in there whenever we get the chance, just to push that fear. Because the goal against Habsburg is to get the Terror Level 3 victory. They have a ton of Terror Level 2 cards because they don't produce cities very easily. They're probably not going to make another city for the rest of the game. And so that means that our game plan should be to hit our left innate as much as we possibly can in order to keep on popping these cities. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So play 5, go down to 2. I think we want to gain a power card here to make sure that we can keep on hitting 5 card plays every turn and just keep a high level of strength. And Flame the Fires of Life is fantastic. Adds lots of tokens. We have the trivial triple animal. We're not in the business of removing Blight, although this 3 we're definitely interested in removing, and probably the 1 as well, which are both the matching lands. So that's certainly worth considering. In fact, I like it. It will allow us, in case we get a bad string of events, we can start removing some blight and keep ourselves safe. We go here, here, and then we have 3 0 costs. So that's all good and fine. This gives us nothing to remove. Perhaps I should have calculated that. We get to repeat it. We don't do anything, but we can repeat doing nothing. But unfortunately, we can't undo gaining a power card, so we just have to ride with it. And we might get something like beast damage. If every beast does 1 damage, that's 4 damage. And so I'll do 2 to the cities. And then if each beast does 1 damage, that's 4, and it clears both cities out. Okay, we didn't get it. That's fine. Yeah, so now that we're starting to get some free blight added to the board, I'm happy that we took this blight removal. Okay, if we strife this town and it loses some health, it takes 1 off, goes down to 1 HP, that makes no difference at all. So therefore, we'll strife over here. Oh, wow. If we knew we were going to get 2 of them, yeah, we could have killed that town off, but alas, what are you going to do? We'll put it on the other guy. Okay. Great. I'm not super mad about that. We can clear you. Get a pile of fear. We can kill 5 explorers. Getting the extra fear. How close are we? Only 3 fear away. So that's nice. And yeah, just chuck a whole bunch of tokens out there. Do nothing twice. Great. So we're definitely going to need to gain energy. This costs 4 right here. And I think we're going to play our Savage Maw Beast in order to get 2 damage here. Yeah, we got the extra animal. So this time we're going to pay attention to what we're doing and have to take the air. So we get the triple moon to air. Maw Beast, best card in the game. Good, we're all cleared out, so that's not going to do anything to us. Free beast on the board. Adding our free tokens to the coast, just in case we get a beneficial fear card. Moves an explorer or town from inland. This will deny a build. And I don't think anything else is going to push the needle, so I think that's worth it. Okay. Savage Maw Beast, kill off the town. And let's see. We don't need to worry about the sands for a little bit, so I'm going to pop this city right here first. Remove that blight, take the fear. The other consideration, actually, is now that we're in Terror level 3, I could remove this city, and then like a Softly Beckon or whatever, we'll get some tokens in here, so that we can get 6 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're already hitting 6 damage, kill 2 cities, and that just wins. So, actually, that is our line. We only have 2 cities left, we're at Terror level 3, and we actually already have everything we need, so now we're just kind of doing whatever the heck we want. Having a grand old time. Denying builds and all other insanity. Great. All right, just going through the motions a little bit, and we're going to be happy. Let's see what kind of major we would have pulled. Ooh, Pyroclastic Flow. We don't have the Earth. I was going to say we have the Energy, and we have a Fire Air at 0, and all we're short is a single Earth. Yeah, we have all the air here, but that would have been a great pick for us in this land. But, you know, you do what you got to do. Playing the Swallowed. And that will be a Terra level 3 victory. Good little game. We took some blight at the beginning, and then I think all the rest of the blight that we took was added because of events. I don't think we bailed on any ravages. We did hit the coastal card, right? Sometimes your game's a lot easier because you don't get the coastal card. And so, yeah, we just had a grand old time. We have a lot of interesting tools. A little bit different from how other spirits would approach this matchup, but Lure approaches everything a little bit differently. I think that's what makes him a fun and popular spirit. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and have yourselves a glorious day.